Jack Yeung is a China auto sector analyst at BNP Paribas. Jack, thanks for coming. And I'm not going to just talk to you about BYD. I want to talk to you about the big story this week about GM's IPO. But first up, BYD, what are you looking for? And how does this car maker fare to its, compared to some of its Western rivals?
I think BYD is very different. BYD is the early starter of electric and hybrid vehicles in China, and their conventional vehicles has been doing well last year. But because this year is the year of luxury car segment, so BYD, I think in the near future and next year or the year after, there will be another new wave of new buyers at the low-end vehicle segment. I think the sales will take off as well. But they are benefiting from the government's push on the hybrid electric vehicle at this moment.
Yeah, what are we talking about in terms of profits here when we do get these numbers? I think they're out over the weekend. They could come out today, though.
They are coming out on Sunday evening. Right. I think the earnings could be, my estimate is for the second quarter is probably $1 billion. For the first half, my earnings,
dollars?
Yes. And 2.7 billion, yes, RMB here.
Okay. There's a big push towards making these electric vehicles, these environmentally friendly vehicles. But are they that environmentally friendly, these, particularly the electric ones, given that most of China's electricity comes from dirty coal?
Yes, they are trying to find new solutions, not using the coal generate power. But I agree. But mostly, I think the hybrid vehicles will be more environmental friendly than electric cars.
All right, let's talk about the big story of the weekend. It's General Motors' initial public offering, of course. Now, there's a political dimension here. Doesn't the U.S. authorities want to be seen to tell their taxpayers that, hey, we're getting some money back, and at the same time, GM wants to tell markets, hey, we're back in business?
Yes, I think it's a political issue. November election, midterm election is coming up. I think the White House probably has a lot of pressure. They cannot hold. They don't. At the same time, they don't want to lose taxpayers' money. But I think GM does still really depending on the pricing, whether it's good for the investors or not. But I think overall, given it's a market cap, may not be attractive at the early point. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we look at it. We've got $32 billion in cash and other liquid assets, and we've got another 50 in liabilities in terms of the stock overhang, in terms of pension shortfalls, et cetera, et cetera. It's still in a big hole here. And then what's more, leadership, management uncertainty, 4 CEOs in 18 months. I mean, what gives here?
I think I totally agree. I think the new management, they don't even have a strong background on the auto industry. So therefore, I think we really have to see how the management going to restructure the entire company, even though they are talking about China as a major market for GM right now.
It's their biggest market now.
Yeah, exactly. It's 25% of the sales volume. But if you look at the 50-50 JV, the profit contribution may not be that much, even though you have a 25% volume contribution.
Yeah, but it is nascent, isn't it? So it's about growing this particular market as well. And, how do these Chinese indigenous car makers, of course, some of them have joint ventures with the likes of Ford and also GM, but, how do they stack up? Which cars do mainlanders want to buy in particular? I
think mainlanders, especially the mid to high end, this year is the year of luxury segment. They like bigger cars, prefer. There's a switching trend going on. People who bought domestic car 2 to 3 years ago are now switching to the JV makers. So I think GM, especially Buick, is getting very popular these days in China.
Jack, thank you so much for joining us. Jack Yeung there from BNP Paribas, just talking to us about Geely out with figures. We can tell you that's Sunday night, Hong Kong time anyway, for those numbers to come out, and also discussing the initial public offering that is earmarked by GM as well.